Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about temp variable and temp table in SQL Server. Temp table in SQL Server temporary tables are created at runtime and you can do all the operation which you can do on a normal table. These tables are created inside a temp table database. Based on the scope, the behavior temporary tables are of the two types, local temp variable and global temp variable. Local time variable is used. The prefix of the table name is pound symbol, and global time variable is a double pound. Let's see with example. Open the SQL Server. In the temporary table, i- local time tables are only variable to the SQL Server session or connection that are created the table. These are automatically deleted when the session that created the table has been closed. The local temporary table name is started, or you can say the prefix with a single hash sign. Just log in. Let open the new query. Now you are going to create that a local time table. So how to create? Just seem like how you created a normal table. Just only need to add that a prefix with a pound. Create table and table name just like a student. See here we are using that one single pound. That means it's a local, and that student ID will be integer and student name. Okay, 20. See here. Now, once you will execute these lines, so just execute it. So timetable, that's command successful, completed successfully. So this table, this student table, it will create on the time DB. It's not in Northwind database because it's selected the default database is the Northwind, but it will not create that particular table in the Northwind database. It will create that time DB database. Just open that system database and open the tempdb and the temp file. See that the name of the file, it will be like that. So it will create that local temp table. It will create in the per session. One session it will be executed. So it will be that particular table will be for that session only. So that table name is, if you see that one, it's a too long. So name of the table is like that only. Now I'm going to insert that one. Insert some data. Insert into table name and student ID and student name. Now we'll insert one record values, that one and student name. Now if you execute this record, so once row is affected, now check that the data is executed or not. Now you can see the data. But same things, if you will open new session and you will try to execute this particular query, so you will get that error. So same query, I'm using that. I'm open the new session. This new session. I'm trying to execute, then you will get the error. That is an invalid object name. So same thing, if you will try to just execute this one, that copy and paste it here. Okay, and just change the data, just like your student ID, it will be 2 and it will be student 2. Okay, now execute this one, then again this execute this one, and again this one. Now if you check the data, then you will get that this record, that too. If you refresh, then one more record will be added here. And if you execute this one, this is student, so it's a data is different. See, the table name is same, but once SQL is created with the table name sub different, you can see that the table name SQL Server is creating the new table name, because that if you look at the table name is student, and this one is also student, but once you are executing that, so you can see that it's you are getting the different database because it's in a different session. Once you will close the session, just like if you close the session, so that that data will be disappear. It will be deleted from that temporary table. Just refresh, that one record is deleted. So again, if you will delete this one also, then also that record will be deleted. I hope it's this one is clear. Then open. Then we will check with global timetable. Now open again that new query. This one will be the global time table. So global timetables are very well to all SQL Server session or connection. This can be created by any SQL Server connection user, and these are automatically deleted when all the SQL Server connection have been closed. So same like create one global timetable, create table. So global timetable you have to use with double point, and the table name is student. Okay, and then student ID, then student name. Okay, just create that one. This will be also in the temporary tables. Now you will see that one. But see here, it's not like that temporary table. It's not created like how you saw in that local timetables. Local timetable wise the DBO dot has student dot and till in and 001 002 like that. But in the if you are using that global timetable, it's creating like that. Access the same like what's the name of that you mentioned. Now try to insert the data, insert into the values 1 and student 1. Now execute this query and check the data. Now you can see the data. See, now you can see the data. But if you will open new session and you will try to execute this query, then also here in the new session also you will get the. Now so here also you are getting the data, but in that local timetable you are not getting the data. Okay. Now here also just try to execute one more query, this one, and change the name and execute this query. See, one row also affected. Now you'll check that data and you will get the two record. Once you will close that one session, the data still you will see the data. Just execute that query and So now you can see here, if you close that connection, so that particular, that is student global variable, global timetable is deleted. Now if you will refresh this one, and you can see there is a no records of the student variable. Once that particular session will open, so that particular, that global timetable you can use in that different session. So one more thing is that you can create that cluster index, that all those indexing, if you want, if you make it a searching fast, you can do with that timetable. Now we'll check that one, time variable. So this act as a variable and exist for a particular batch of a query execution. It gets drops once it come out of a batch. This is also created in a TempDB database, but not the memory. This is also allow you to create primary key identity at the time of table variable declaration, but not non-cluster index. You can create that auto number, that identity at the time. Let's see with example. Let's open that one new query and clear. So in, did you, that you already saw that once, how to create that timetable. You are doing like a tag, create as temp, or create table temp. This way you are creating that actual timetable like a ID integer, but it's a little bit different. That is a time variable. Time variable you can create like a declare at the symbol, because at the rate of symbols you are using for creating that variable. Just a time variable. So now you are going to assign the data type, that is a table, or just enter that ID in, and that name. Yeah, okay. See, once you created this one, like this, just execute this one, and if you are trying to insert it into name, so values will be 10 uh, name one. So now if I executed this, so first I executed this one, okay. Now we are going to execute this one, then you will get that error, because it's saying that time variable must declare the time variable. It's same like how you are declaring that data type like integer. If you are declaring that like int, int, and you are trying to set that value, first you create execute this one, then again you will create this one, then you will get the error. If you will create both, then it's okay. So now you understand that how to create that one, that a temp variable. So this one is a table variable. Here you are creating the table variable and that data type. And one more thing is that you can use that identity. So how to use that identity? So identity, just assign that one, comma one. Just start with ones and seed will be one. So no need to write this one, and just check that value. Let's execute that all. See, this is the identity, that's auto number. I hope you understand that one. What's the difference between that table and table variable? So now you can say that the tables are physically created in the TimeDB database, This table acts as a normal table and also can have constraint index like a normal tables. And table variables acts like a variable, just you already saw that one, and exist for a particular batch of query execution. It gets a drop once it becomes out of a batch. This is also created in TempDB database, but not the memory. I hope it's a clear. Thanks for watching and please don't forget to subscribe.